Welcome back to the Money Mastery Unleashed podcast. This is Adam Olson back with you today. And the episode I have today is a really good one for you guys that you're going to love. It's called The Countdown to Retirement: How to Navigate the 10 Years Before You Retire. And I speak a lot about this in my book that I came out with as well, The Red Zone Retirement Plan. You guys can check this out. It's on Amazon or on my website, adamdolson.com. In the Red Zone Retirement Plan, I give you step-by-step instructions on what you need to do to retire comfortably and happy. Now, in this video today, I'm going to give you 7 keys that you need to do before you retire. This is something that you need to take advantage of during those Red Zone retirement years, which are really 10 years before you enter retirement. Doing these things will help you live a happy and successful retirement. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you find value in it and you want to take the next step by booking a call from me, I'd love to have a conversation with you about how we can help you navigate the Red Zone Retirement Plan. Let's get into this. First off, number 1, what do you need to do? You need to assess your financial readiness. Pretty much what I mean here is you need to think about, what do you have? You need to review your retirement accounts, your 401ks, your IRA, your brokerage accounts. You need to also assess your pensions and your Social Security. And you need to figure out when these benefits start and how you can kick them in. In addition to that, in step 1 here, when you're assessing your financial readiness, you also need to get a general idea, an estimate of what your retirement expenses will be, and you determine if you have enough savings in order to get you to this endpoint that you're trying to achieve for your retirement. So number 1, assess your financial readiness. Number 2, here's a key here. You need to assess your debt load that you're currently carrying and how far are you to having that financial freedom of carrying no debt at all. And so some strategies that you may want to consider is paying down maybe your vehicle debt. If you have credit card debt, obviously pay those things off. But then if you have maybe boat payments, RV payments, I'm telling you guys, entering retirement with no payments is an awesome thing for you to try to accomplish, and you will not be upset when you do those things. There's just a feeling that you get when debt is paid off and then you know that you don't owe anybody anything. It's a very good feeling to have, and I would encourage you to try to do that for your retirement. Now, having a mortgage is not a bad thing in retirement, especially if that mortgage is around a 3% interest rate, like a lot of people were able to lock in here in the last 2 to 3 years. But if that interest rate is 8 or 9% or maybe even more, you might want to consider paying down that mortgage before you're entering retirement. Again, freeing up as much expenses that you can in retirement is a huge key to success for you. And you need to prioritize which debt repayments are you going to try to knock out first before you enter retirement. Number 3, you need to fine-tune your asset allocation. So as you get closer to retirement, it becomes very key that you have some conservative or guaranteed accounts. Maybe you're using money market funds, maybe you're using CDs, maybe you're using annuities. Whatever you're using, it becomes very important the closer you get to retirement to have some conservative funds that you have access to. In addition to that, if you retire into a down market, that is very dangerous. And so you need to fine-tune your asset allocation. Maybe you're using some dividends funds. Maybe you're putting money into annuities to create lifetime income. Whatever you're doing, you need to do this at least 2 to 10 years before you retire so that you're able to lock in the gains that you've been able to achieve from your earlier years. Remember, when you get to retirement, it's about keeping what you've earned so far. You don't want to risk all of your assets when you get close to retirement, because if there's a down market, it could be ugly for you. So please, as you get closer to retirement, rebalance those accounts, reduce your risk the closer you get, preserve your capital. That is a key at this point in time. Number 4, you need to create a retirement income plan. So we already talked about getting what you got. You got to figure out what you got, and you should know what you need as far as an income and expense standpoint. And then we need to create a budget for you in retirement. How much do you have coming in? How much are we going to have coming out? Now, part of that budget is optimizing Social Security and optimizing any pension benefits that you have. So with Social Security benefits, a lot of times with spousal couples, one thing that we try to do is to get the highest earning spouse to delay their Social Security benefit so they can max it out at the top. Say if this is their highest earning spouse, let's wait till 70 to claim your benefit, because the surviving spouse gets the highest of those 2 benefits for lifetime. And then also with your pension, you need to consider, am I taking a joint life or single life? And you should also include annuities in this thing as well. Now, something that may be commonly overlooked is using accounts to preserve your capital. And one thing that we like to use here are dividends accounts. This is also part of your asset allocation strategy. We can use dividends for income for you in retirement. So there's specific portfolios that are managed out there that are designed for dividend income, for you to live off the dividends. And what you need to understand is the account value varies with these dividend funds. That dividend is a constant income stream with you. So work with your advisor or the professional that you're working with about possibly creating another stream of income from a dividend portfolio for you in retirement. Now, number 5, you need to plan for your healthcare needs. I get it. We all think we're going to live forever and be healthy the rest of our lives and never need anybody to take care of us. News alert, that's not going to happen for everyone. So healthcare needs that we need to plan for. Obviously, long-term care. That is a huge one that you need to plan for. And you need to do this before you enter retirement so you know the cost and you're able to plan accordingly for that. In addition to that, you need to review your insurance options for you when you turn 65 and get on Medicare, or turn 70 and you retire, or turn 60 and you retire. You need to analyze what these health insurance costs are going to cost you, including the premiums for Medicare. So your Medicare premiums are tied to your income from 2 years in arrears looking. There's limits. So if you make a lot of money, you might be paying more for your Medicare premiums. So make sure that's part of the plan that you're looking at when you're evaluating when you can retire, how you can retire, and the cost of that retirement. And let's talk about number 6 here, tax efficient retirement strategies. You need to understand this and plan for this accordingly. So you should be analyzing, should I be doing Roth conversion strategies for the next 23 to 30, so 2023 to 2030, you should be evaluating, should I be using some Roth conversion strategies? What should I be doing with my taxable brokerage accounts? Taxable brokerage accounts can kick off dividends if they're qualified. Those are taxed at a more efficient rate than ordinary dividends. In addition to that, you need to take into account when and how you're claiming Social Security, and that will affect the taxes on that Social Security benefit. So you need to have a tax-efficient retirement strategy. You're going to have different allocated buckets of money. When and how you claim from them can dictate how much tax that you're going to pay in retirement. Make sure you're taking advantage of those things as well. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. In retirement, you need to understand what your lifestyle is going to look like and what your goals that you're going to have. This is the most important thing for you to understand. So many people, maybe you're considering downsizing your home during retirement. Maybe you're considering a part-time job. Maybe you're considering volunteering more. Whatever it is that you're thinking about from a lifestyle adjustment standpoint into retirement, just make sure that you're on the same page with your significant other when you're making that plan, because we don't want to have spouses going 2 different directions at retirement time. When one person thought you were going to do one thing, another person thought you were going to do another thing, that can cause a lot of friction in retirement, which we don't want. We want it to be happy and an enjoyable time. So just make sure that working with the significant other, your spouse, that you're setting retirement goals and that you're making plans together on how you want to live your retirement in the best way possible. And don't forget, you need to retire with a purpose. What are you going to do with your time, your energy, and your money in retirement? That's just as important as the strategy to implement all of these things that we talked about today. So let me do a quick review with you guys again today about everything that I talked about. Number 1, you need to assess your readiness. What do you have? Figure out what you have available for retirement. Number 2, think about the debt reduction strategies that I talked about. If you can enter retirement with no debt, awesome. If you're carrying a mortgage at, say, a 3 or 4% interest rate, that is okay as well. Nothing to freak out about. But we don't want you carrying a bunch of credit card loans, vehicle payments, boat payments, RV payments. We don't want you carrying those things into retirement. That's not ideal. Number 3, before you enter retirement, in those 10 years leading up to it, make sure you're fine-tuning your asset allocation. Take advantage of some other investment strategies that are out there that are more conservative so you protect what you have. Number 4, create that retirement income plan. How do you do it? Create a Social Security stream, create a pension stream, create an annuity stream, create a dividend income stream. Number 5, plan for your healthcare needs. If you're going to retire early, what are we going to do for health insurance? If you're on Medicare, what are the costs associated with these Medicare premiums? Don't forget about long-term care there as well. Plan for that, strategize for that. Number 6, how can you efficiently withdraw from your retirement portfolios from a tax standpoint? This is a year-to-year plan that you need to work with your advisor on how you're pulling out of tax-free accounts, taxable accounts, and pre-tax accounts. Make sure you have a strategy in place for that. And number 7, what's your purpose in retirement? What are your goals? Make sure both couples are working in the same directions so that you can have a successful and enjoying retirement. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to take the next step, I'd encourage you to book a call. My website's right below where you can schedule that. I work with clients mainly digitally and with clients in the Midwest. But if you want to work with somebody locally, I'd encourage you to reach out. I'd love to connect you with another advisor on our team to see if there's something that they could help you with as well. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you would like and subscribe and stay tuned for more from the Money Mastery Unleashed podcast.